Howdy everybody, Efour here, and welcome back to the channel for the brand new FIFA 23 Youth to Gold series. Now in this series, it's going to be a little different than last season. We're going to be going in, we're going to be rebuilding Efour United yet again, making our own team, starting in the bottom of the English football leagues in FIFA, and using only youth academy signings. We will be signing no transfers. It's a youth academy build all the way up to winning the Premier League and winning the Champions League. So let's hop in. As I mentioned, the rules for this save are going to be a little bit different. You're going to be seeing them on the screen as I list them off. First and foremost, no transfers in this save. None at all. In the last season's, or in FIFA 22's series, we did one free agent and one transfer a summer. This time, we're doing no transfers just to make it that much more difficult. The second rule is that we cannot play any players over the age of 30. If someone is 29, we can play them. If they're 30, we can no longer play them. Third is the objective of this save is to win the Premier League and win the Champions League. When we complete both those objectives, then we have completed this save. So, without further ado, let's dive into the team creation. And up first, we have our manager, Mr. Efour from the United States right here. I just kind of threw it together pretty quick. The only major thing that I did do is I gave him a mustache just like me. So let's get ahead and check out what the team is going to look like, if we're going to change the colors, anything like that. First and foremost, we have the club information. Same name as last season. It's Efour United. The nickname this time is going to be the Spartans, and you'll find out why a little bit later on as we create this club. Short name is Efour UTD United, short for United, whatever, and then the abbreviation is EFU. In order to decide which team we're going to be replacing, I'm going to throw it up on the screen and you will see I'm looking at whoever is bottom of EFL League 2 when this is created, and that is Rockdale. So that is the team that we're going to be replacing, just to make it even harder for ourselves to get rid of the worst team rather than getting rid of one of the best teams in this league or one of the mid-table teams. We're going to be getting rid of the worst team and taking their spot. Now for our rival, we're just going to be kind of doing the opposite. The chances of them climbing the leagues with us is fairly slim, but Leyton Orient sit at the top of the table, as you can see here, and so they are going to be our rivals because in theory they're the best team in this league, and we want to have to try and overcome them to climb our way up the table. So first and foremost, we are going to be choosing our crest, and we are going with this crest. I like it. It's got the orange and blue. We are going to keep those colors as our team colors this season, but it has a Spartan helmet on it. That is why we went for the Spartans as the team's nickname. I just like this crest. It's fairly cool. I like the shape of these ones, so this is the one that we're going to use for this series. We're going with the kit design. Now last season we were sponsored by Nike. We had Nike jerseys. This season we're going with Adidas, and for our home kit we're going for a very sleek and simple sash stripe across the front, orange with the base color, and then the navy being the main sash color with white highlights on the jersey. For the away kit we're going for something a little more splashy. This is going to be it. Blue is the base with that orange highlight down the left side, white as the highlight color yet again, and the name and number being white as well. I like these kits. They look pretty cool, but I imagine we'll probably switch them up throughout the series. But next we're going to be looking at the third kit, which we didn't get to make last season in FIFA 22. You weren't even able to make a third kit. This season we get to make one, so let's go check it out. Now for the third kit, we're going with something completely different than any of our colors. We're going to go with this pink kit. I like it. It just gives us a third option that's a way different color than our other two options in case another team only has orange or blue or whatever. If our other kits look similar to those ones, we have this one which is completely different, so it gives us a third option, and I just like it. It's a little fun. I like the abstract stripes on the shoulder and the legs, so this is what we're rocking with. And for our goalkeeper kit, you don't really get much customization, but we are going with this pink and purple kit. I don't want them to be orange in case we're home. I don't want them to be dark blue in case we're away. The pink that we use is more like this, so this will be a good balanced color. Unlike anything we use, we could go with like a green, but I like the purple, so we're gonna rock with that as well. So let's look ahead to the next phase of the team creation. For our home stadium, we're going with the smallest option. 3,920 people fit into this stadium. I didn't know last series when we did it in FIFA 22 that every season you could customize your club and upgrade your stadium and stuff. And so as we move up the leagues, we'll get renovations done to our stadium to increase the capacity. But we're starting out with this, and it is going to be named after channel icon legend from last series, Frank Baker. Frank Baker Stadium is what we're rocking with. Now let's go customize the stadium to fit our team. So nice and simple, orange stadium color and or blue or navy blue seat color to really highlight our team's colors. So for our grass, we're just going with what we did last season. I like the stripes or the checkered pattern on most of the pitch, and then in the 18-yard box, it's diagonal, a little bit different, just a little bit of character on our pitch. So this is what we're going with. Our nets are orange. You should be able to see it all the way up there. You can see that our net is orange. It's all the way at the very top of your screen. But again, that's what we're rocking with, so let's keep going. For the atmosphere, we nodded to my 3 favorite teams. Atlanta United is our goal sound. Our crowd chants is for Arsenal, and our walkout anthem is Borussia Dortmund. All 3 of my favorite teams. So now let's keep moving along. Last series, we went with a single star rating team to start out. This time, we're going with a half-star rating, making it as challenging as possible. The only thing that we are giving ourselves a little bit of a boost in is the transfer budget, starting out with $5 million. That way we can sign 1 scout, because we got to get a scout, considering that this is a youth academy save. We're going to be starting out with the United States as our first scout. We're also going to be doing Brazil and France as we can get more scouts. But to start out, those are going to be our scouts that we can send out. And so we're giving ourselves a little bit of a transfer budget so we can hopefully get a scout. Board expectations are going to be custom. We want to do well in our domestic competitions and in continental competitions when we get there. Financial and brand exposure, we do not care about those. And youth development being the focus of this save is critical. And here's a quick look at our settings. We are keeping it on legendary difficulty. We did that the entire save last season, and we climbed all the way up, winning the Champions League and the Premier League, finishing off our last season with a quadruple, getting the Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and the Premier League. It was incredible. We're keeping it on legendary. 4-minute lengths of our halves. We're going with dollars. European competitions are on, so we can try and win those. Transfer window will be on at the beginning, but again, we cannot sign any players. So we could sell some people maybe to get some extra money to send scouts out, buy scouts, but we cannot buy any players ourselves. International job offers, we are disabling that. We did end up winning the FIFA World Cup with the United States in the last series, which was really fun, but considering that that won't be for 4 more years, and yeah, we're going to be trying to get the United States up, it's just not the focus of this video. We may do some standalone videos trying to win the World Cup with some teams that stink or something like that, but for this series we're just focused on our club and getting them to the top of the world of football. And negotiation strictness is going to be strict. Again, it doesn't really matter because we're not buying anyone, but I just want it to be strict. I want it to be realistic, so let's hop in. So here we are finally at our new club. You can see it right there that we are being introduced as the new manager of Efour United. So let's take a look around the club, see our players and what we're going to do. And we will probably play 1 game in this episode, the first game of the season, just to check out some of our young guys who are not going to be very good. So let's go take a look around the club. First and foremost, we're going to be taking a look at the Youth Academy. Now, I've debated. I want this to be a very challenging save. So because I have the best edition of FIFA you can get, I'm going to have a really good player in this report. Here's what I'm going to do. We will delete him or release him unless he is a defender or goalkeeper, or if they're from the United States, France, or Brazil. If they're not from one of those 3 countries, or if they're not in one of those 2 positions, we are going to release him. I think it's going to be unfair if we get a really good starting player who's a really good attacker or something like that. So let's check it out and hop into this report. Here is our Youth Academy, and honestly, I am pretty disappointed. The one guy who is our superstar is Harvey Pryor, and he looks filthy. He's 6'3", 81 to 94 potential, a 62 overall, which is already a starter in this terrible team. 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, high attacking work rate, and his attributes just look phenomenal. He's most definitely a striker. I'm not sure why it has him at center mid. We could move him to a striker, and he would be insane. But again, he's not from one of those 3 countries. He's not a defender, so we are going to release every single player in this Youth Academy that does not meet that criteria before we start this save. The only player we're going to be keeping that fits that criteria is Baumgartner. He's not the best. He's 15, so we can't bring him up anyways. He's a 48 overall, 66 to 88 potential. But again, because we can only have youth academy guys, I'm sure that early on we're going to have to rely on some not so good youth academy players like Baumgartner to fill our rotation spots. So let me get rid of all these guys, and then we'll take a quick look at Baumgartner. So we've gotten rid of all those guys. Here's Baumgartner. He's decent physicals. He's got 64 acceleration and 68 sprint speed, which isn't too bad. But man, everything else about him is pretty darn terrible. He is a physically strong player. You can see that he has 70 physicals, 66 pace, and everything in between is well balanced, but it is terrible. Again, we're going to keep him in here. Hopefully he'll develop a little bit. I'm going to put him on a training regimen, and then we will see how he develops over the next couple months. So I'll see you guys in a second as we look at the next part of our club. Here is the look at our board expectations. Our confidence rating, manager popularity is based on how well you perform and complete each of your objectives. Youth development, we need to sign 3 players younger than 20 with potential greater than the average overall rating of players currently in the same position. That's going to be easy. Pretty much every single one of the guys we sign this season is going to fulfill that. In terms of brand exposure, we need to get 10 clean sheets this season. I'm hoping we can do that. We'll see. But even if we don't, it's very low, so not going to be too big of a deal. Continental success, we're not in any continental competition, so that is has no objectives. Domestic success, EFL League 2, avoid finish in bottom part of the league. So we need to finish in the top half of the league. And in the FA Cup, we got to reach around a 16, which is going to be hard. I'm not sure we're going to do that. And then within 4 seasons, we got to gain automatic promotion, which is very generous. I'm hoping that at the most we can do it in 2 seasons. I would love to do it in the first season, but we'll just have to wait and see. But within 4 seasons, we got to get automatic promotion, finishing in one of the top 2 spots in this league. Financially, we need to finish the season with a profit margin of $10.2 million. Again, not sure that's going to happen, but it's very low. That's why I made brain exposure and financial very low, because they're just weird, and I don't like how these kind of dictate what you have to do. I wanted these 3 to be challenging, so that's why I made them more high and critical. But anyways, that is our board objectives. Here is a quick look through our team. We have Ibrahim in goal. We did have a better goalkeeper, but he was 34, so he got booted immediately because we cannot use him. He's going to be our starter from Morocco, 6'4", 21 years old, and not very good. In the back, we have Lawrence, how old is he? Whoops. He's 27, so we do need to look to replace him, and we do have a guy down here, Prince, who's 22, but he's only a 48, so we're going to stick with Lawrence. We have Hyde, a very slow center back, but very physical, 6'3", 27 years old as well. Then we have Guest, our captain, 24 years old, and 6'7". I didn't even see that. That guy is insanely tall. That is crazy. Okay, we then have Cook, who is a 29-year-old, someone that we are going to be having to look to replace very soon. And you know what? We're just going to go ahead and do it. Being 29, we're not going to be able to use him very long, so we will put Cook all the way down here. Lucas is our other player down here on the bench who's behind my head. You can't see him, but he is 34 years old, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Cook is 29, so he's not going to be around much longer, so we're going to already move him out. The other 3 guys on the bench, Benson, Williams, and Wright, are all young enough to play. Benson is our best striker, but he's 26, and our other 2 strikers are both 17. That is Blair right here, who's 17, and our striker up top, Potts, who is 17. So we're going to try and develop them, hopefully get their dynamic potential up. We then have Conway here, center defensive mid, 27 years old, 5'7", decently balanced, but I'm not sure about him. He's not very good, is he? But it's what we got to work with. We then have Wilkes on the right side of our center mid positions, and he is 23 years old and looks like a very good player. I'm excited to use him. We then have Rice here, again well balanced, but not very good. 26 years old, left-footed. That's why he's going to be on that left side of our midfield. We then have Hobbs out here on the right wing, right-footed, but a 5-star weak foot. 25 years old, and the only thing I can say about him is he's decently fast. We then have Potts up top, who we already looked at, 17 years old, and then Bowman on the left, right-footed, going to be cutting in how I like, pretty darn quick, and 25 years old as well. Honestly, I'm not getting too attached to any of these guys, because as we bring in youth academy players, those youth academy players are going to be coming in and starting immediately anyways. But this is a look at the team that we're starting out with. We have Lancaster on the bench, 49 overall center back, 25 years old, 6'2", and not very good. Prince, another guy, 48 overall, 22 years old, another one, not very good. We then have Barker. He is 22, 6'5", our backup center defensive mid. We then have Anderson here, 21 years old, pretty darn quick. Might, honestly, just because of that, he'll see some good game time. We then have Thorne right here, 17 years old. That's why he is on the bench. Arnold right here, 23 years old, another one who's just going to be a rotational player. Thorne will probably play on the left wing because he's right-footed. I want him cutting in, and Arnold has a 5-star weak foot, just like Hobbs on the right. So even though Hobbs and Arnold are both right-footed, they can cut in on that left foot. And then Blair here, another 17-year-old, pretty quick, 71 pace, 6 foot from Scotland. Seems like a pretty good player, but we're going to start out with Potts if we want to go with the quicker Blair, who's taller as well. Who has better shooting? Let's see. Potts, but they're both, I mean, Blair has better skill moves, same weak foot, doesn't have as high a defensive work rate, but is way taller, doesn't weigh as much, and is better at passing. We'll stick with Potts for now and see how it goes as we get through this rebuild, or not rebuild, but this series, trying to climb up. Again, these guys are most likely all going to be replaced as we get Youth Academy guys in. So when I find a scout that's 5-star, I will let you know, and we'll send him out to the United States and start looking at some of our Youth Academy scouting reports. Really quick, I did forget to mention that the formation we're going with is very similar to the one that we used last season. I really liked it. I'm hoping it'll work in FIFA 23. We may have to adjust it as we continue in this series, but it's very, very similar to the one we used in the last series. Tactics is balanced defensive style, 45 width, 60 depth. If we're getting beat over the top, we can move that depth back, but I want to start out here. Build-up play is balanced with direct passing. We're fairly wide. We get players in the box for crosses, but corners and free kicks, we don't have a lot of players in the box. That way we don't get caught out on counters. Instructions, we've pretty much left it normal. That's what we did last season, and it worked well. The only people who've really changed are our 2 center backs. For defensive position down here, we've put them on step up, so they'll step up and challenge plays rather than just dropping off and letting the other team attack. So we'll see how it goes, and like I said, we'll adjust it as needed. In our first round of training, we got all A's across the board, which if you don't know, you do these once, you play them once, you get the highest grade that you can, and then from then on out, when you simulate them, you will get whatever grade you've got. So as we go through here, I'm going to be doing these off camera so you guys don't have to watch them, but I'm going to be shooting to get A's, at least a B. If there's one that's really hard, I at least want a B on it. So that from then on out we can just simulate these as we move forward. We finally have our first 5-star scout, Artyom Manik here, $4 million valued scout. We're going to sign him up, and then as we continue along, I'll be checking to see if there's any other maybe cheaper scouts we could get. I'm not too sure if there is, but we're going to start with just one and see if it pays off. It might be a bad idea, honestly, just doing one. It might be better to do 2, like this Daniel Nielsen guy, 4-star, but we're going to start out with a really good scout. So, Artyom Manik, welcome to the team. So guys, I did forget to mention that we have put Dexter Lucas and Alan Cook on the transfer list. Yes, we can use Alan Cook because he's only 29, not yet at that 30 years old mark, but because we don't know when his birthday is, I'm just not going to rely on him. This is going to honestly be difficult and make this save even harder because he's our best right back, but we're going to move him out, and we're going to move out Dexter Lucas. We can't play Dexter Lucas with our rules of no players over the age of 30, and Alan Cook is pretty darn close to 30, so we're going to go ahead and move him as well, see if we can get a little bit of money because we're going to be trying to bring in some Youth Academy prospects as those scouts return. So let's go check out where we have sent those scouts. So as you remember, we signed Manik here, and we sent him to the United States. He's our only 5-star scout. We also signed Mark Hughes, 1-star. Because this is a Youth Academy only save, I figured let's just get a 1-star. We start out with Ellis Wilson, who's a 1-star every time, and I figured let's save money. We're not going to get a mediocre scout. I mean, they are all going to stink. I want all 5-stars for this save, again, because we're doing Youth Academy only. But starting out, we're going to use these 2 1-stars just to get a little bit more through the door. Now, our 5-star goes to the United States. We're going to try and look to build up the United States national team again like we did in the last series. Ellis Wilson is going to Brazil, and Mark Hughes is going to France. Now, if you were here in the last series, you know that towards the end of the series, we wanted to try and do some bigger nations. And because this is, again, a Youth Academy only save, I'm trying to go to big nations to see if we can get some more top tier prospects. Last series, when we did this in FIFA 22, we did Colombia, Sweden, and the United States. The majority of our players came from the United States, followed by Sweden, and Colombia netted us only 2 guys that were on the squad at the end of the save who were actually getting any game time, with the United States and Sweden doing the most, along with free transfers and the transfers we did. So I'm going for France and Brazil because I know that they produce top end talent. When they come back next month, we will get to check out our first Youth Academy scouting report. So here we are, guys, our first game with the new Efour United. We take on Harrogate Town, and I'm honestly pretty nervous about it. Those training drills that we were doing. This team is not good. We did half star, if you guys remember, at the beginning of this episode for our overall squad talent, I guess you would say, is half star, our squad rating. And yeah, they're bad. So we're going to be taking on Harrogate Town. This is going to be a proper live comm, and we will wrap up the episode after that. And then in the next episode, we'll finish out this month and check out our first scouting report. So let's go check out the team we're taking in against Harrogate Town. This is a look at the team we are taking into this game against Harrogate Town. Ibrahim in goal, a back four of Lawrence, Hyde, Guest, and Dyer. In the midfield, we have Wilkes, Conway, and Rice. And up top, we have Bowman, Potts, and Hobbs. Now, we're going to be learning these players together. I'm probably going to call some of these guys from the last save just out of habit. Hopefully not, but we'll see how it goes. Lancaster is on the bench along with Prince, Barker, Anderson, Thorne, Arnold, and Blair. Now, out of the guys I've used in the drills that I like, kind of, I guess you could say, Arnold is one, but I am going to start with him on the bench because Bowman and Hobbs on our wings who are starting are a little bit quicker. I also like Guest here. He is 6'7", and he is a beast, just massive. So we'll see how we do. Hopefully when we get into the scouting reports, we will get a couple players or something, because this is going to be rough otherwise. So let's get into this game against Harrogate Town. And here we go. Let's get it. First game of the new series and new season, new game, FIFA 23, and we are taking on Harrogate Town. Lawrence, I was trying to figure out what his name was, and I got taken out of position. We get the ball back there, going up to Wilkes, which is arguably our best player on the pitch. The center mid is a pretty well-balanced player. We're going over the top here, hopefully. Hobbs trying to get in and unable to get there. As we play through these games and start the new series, let me know what you guys think about the camera angle. I like this new camera angle. It makes it look more like a game on TV. But if you don't like it, let me know. I'm open to try other options if you guys are struggling to follow. But we got to deal with this ball. We got Dyer, who is a 50 overall right back. Remember, we are trying to sell the 67 or 57 overall right back because he's 29. Can't even remember his name. We're crossing this in. Get there. Oh, we're unable to. Wilkes does collect. Rice takes a shot and almost fires it in. What an opportunity, and it's out for a corner. All right, and here we are. The new crossing mechanic. Very interesting. We're going for a curled shot. Not shot. Cross. Let's see how it goes. It's not bad. Okay, very interesting. That'll be fun and interesting as we get used to it. Going in. Oh, and it actually made it to him. I wasn't even ready for it, and Potts' shot is blocked. Oh, man. What an opportunity wasted there for our striker. All right, they're looking to hit us on a counter off this corner, and doing just that. We got Conway chasing back and steps in. Great challenge from him. We'll go down this wing to Bowman, his name is. And I was trying to cut inside, but he's not very agile. He does retain possession, fortunately enough. Rice to Conway, and Conway is dispossessed. These guys are just slow on the ball, especially compared to the team that we left from FIFA 22. That team was insane, and this one is not near as good. He has to be offsides, right? He was offsides, and it's going to be our free kick. Now, my hope this season is honestly that we can at least replace half of the team. Try to low-driven cross, and it doesn't really come off. But if we can replace half the team with Youth Academy boys, I'll be happy. Our cutoff to sign Youth Academy prospects is, I think, going to be $500,000 to start out the save, similar to how it was in the FIFA 22 save, simply because our team is terrible. I'm sure that $500,000 will be a starter in this squad, or close to it. And even if they're close, oh no, wayward shot. But even if they're close to being a starter in this team, they're going to be a starter in this team, because we need to get youth prospects in developing as fast as possible, because most of these guys are not going to continue developing with this team. We have them. Come on, get there. Oh, and it's a great play from the defender. We do maintain possession, and we're going to rip that. And it goes, and it's saved by the keeper. Here come Harrogate Town with a good ball up into our half, trying to play it around. We've honestly done better than I expected, but all it's going to take is one incisive pass to really ruin our day like that, and our goalkeeper Ibrahim does make the save, and it's out for a Harrogate corner. All right, here they are. Oh, man. If we could get out of here with a draw, I would be genuinely happy with that result, because I'm just not sure how we're going to do. Here's Potts, 17-year-old, running through, and can he do it? Come on, he can't maintain possession. So close. But we do end up ceding possession back to Harrogate Town. I don't even know, honestly, who I'm using or you know, who I like. This is me learning this team, same as you guys. And again, like I mentioned, trying to not trying, but just not getting emotionally attached to these. Oh, that was terrible from me. Oh, man. I pull Guest out of position and let the attacker waltz in for an easy pass, getting the assist, and Muldoon finishes it past Ibrahim, and we're down 1-0. And there's the halftime whistle. But as I was saying, just trying to not get emotionally attached to any of these players, and really I'm not worried about it. Really excited to get into the youth scouting reports so that we can start bringing in some of our players and start developing them. We're down 1-0. We haven't done that bad. Not as bad as I expected. So hopefully we can maybe sneak a goal in this second half and get out of here with a draw. I'll see you guys in a sec when we have another highlight. Harrogate moving to our half again. And they're looking dangerous here. In a dangerous spot. Guest trying to close down. And, oh my gosh, that Pat. Oh, this is going to be a long season, isn't it? I mean, I don't even know what to say. We were just passed around there like we weren't even there, and they slotted home past Ibrahim. I mean, he does his best, I guess, but I don't even know. That's such a tight angle. I feel like Ibrahim needs to be doing a better job there, but he doesn't. Grant grabs their second, and we're down 2-0. We are going to be looking to make subs soon and see if we can do 5 subs like you can in real life. I would assume that's in here, and man, I don't know why it wouldn't be. But we got to make something happen. Okay, Bowman down this wing. And I've tried the crosses this game, and it has not come off. Passing it back into Thompson. Here is Wilkes, and he's just going to rip that. And it's right at the keeper. I was trying to go for a curled shot into the opposite side of the net, and it does not come off. Okay, great header, one there. And, oh, I was trying to go to Wilkes. I saw him on that dangerous run. Okay, we're in a good spot here. Wilkes, and he can't get the shot away. It is blocked. And, oh, man, that was a good opportunity. We're not playing terribly, but, yeah, FIFA 23, I like how it feels. It's heavier, if that's a good word to use. Just feels more realistic. That's probably also because I'm playing with terrible players. But it definitely just feels, the movements and the passing and everything just feels more realistic. They're in the same spot they've been pushing down that right side where that, I mean, like I said, we were going to struggle selling that right back. But I believe that it is the best move for this team. Here we go. Coming through. And that pass doesn't make it through there as they are coming in. Okay. Dyer here. Our 50 overall right back, cut out like he's not there. They're inside in a dangerous spot. Try to get a pass away. We don't, and it is blocked out for a corner. Let's look at some subs. So we start out just making 3 subs. Prince comes on at right back for Dyer. He's worse. He's a 48 overall, but he is right-footed. No, it says he's technically a left back, but he's right-footed. So we're going to put him out there just for a little bit of freshness. We're getting burnt down that right side. Anderson comes on for Rice. He's fast. That's literally all I can say about him. And Arnold comes on for Bowman. I am not enjoying Bowman. He is not he's just not doing it for me. So we're bringing Arnold on. Potts is staying on for now, but Blair will soon make his first appearance for the club, and just see if maybe that pace can get him in and get a goal. We got to find a goal. We're still only... Oh, no, we're down 2-0, actually. But still, we got to score a goal in the first episode, right? Let's see if we can get a goal in the first episode, because that would be embarrassing if we don't. They're making changes, too. We are able to head that out. But if you remember from last season, these second balls are what hurt us. And they're in again, and he's going to score that, isn't he? Oh, my gosh, Ibrahim. Oh, this is... We gotta find a a goalkeeper. Oh, this is gonna be a challenging save. In this first season, there goes my controller. This first season is gonna be a long one with these players. But man, I mean, that is so ugly from our goalkeeper. Near post. I mean, he just fires it right past him. I think it goes under his arm next to his side. It does. I mean. That's just so poor, and we're down 3-0. Here's a look at Arnold, bringing him on, and he is just going to run past some fools. Let's see if we can make something happen with him. Come on, Arnold. And, yep, we're going to just run it right out of bounds. He's got his ball control, and everything is just not good. Let's make our other two subs. Bring Barker on for Conway, just again for some freshness in the middle of the park, and we are bringing Blair on for Potts just to give him a go, I guess. I'm not really sure. This is gonna be painful. I can just feel it in my bones. But let's see out the rest of this match and hopefully only go out 3-0 down. All right, Blair here running around trying to play some defense, and doesn't really push him. Barker is on the pitch now. He's tall, which I kind of like. Is he on sides? No way. Okay, he was offsides, but what a finish and what a ponytail. Fortunately for us, he was offsides. Here are Harrogate Town again moving into our half, and that's a great pass. Fortunately, he drops it off because he was in on goal. They are going to find another pass, I'm sure of it, and there it is, and there's an Ibrahim. Oh my goodness, it's 4-0. Ibrahim might as well not even be there. This is getting ugly so fast. We're down 4-0 on the opening day of the season for this new club in EFL League 2. And I don't even know what to say. This is pretty cool, though. This is new. Luke Armstrong is his name. Distance to goal, 13.3 meters. And, yeah, he rockets it home. But that's pretty cool animation, new to FIFA 23. But that's the silver lining of a terrible, terrible day. Harrogate Town again. Please don't make it 5. They have the pass there. I saw it. Fortunately, it was a bad pass like that. Oh, my goodness. We give the ball right back to him. Are they going to... Okay, Ibrahim actually figures out that he is allowed to touch the ball. I think he's thought this whole game that he is not allowed to touch the ball. And he finally grabs it and trying to start a counterattack. Does not come off. We're in the 88th minute now. 2 minutes left in this game, and... Like I said, this one's been a rough one, boys. Oh, my goodness. And we have turned the ball over yet again. Prince here, running back. I mean, oh, my goodness. And Ibrahim actually makes a save. Here is their corner. Looks like they're maybe going short on their corner, but we got to figure something out. It may be a change in formation at some point. I know that this formation can work, and I'm confident that with the right players and with the development, we can get this team rolling on all cylinders. But considering that we are the worst team in this league, we got to figure it out fast, because as you guys saw, we took over a 1-star team that's at the bottom of this league in real life, and again, we are a half-star team. So like I said, we have to get up to those scouting reports and try and find some players fast. That 4-0 drumming against Harrogate Town sees us all the way at the bottom of the table, and you can't even see it because it's behind my head. But we have 0 points on the board, along with a lot of other teams, so it's not all terrible. But we were beat by the biggest margin on the opening day. Grimsby Town right above us lost 3-0, and Stevenage lost 2-0, but 4-0. In the first half, we really did a good job, I felt, and then it just all fell apart. We have a lot of work to do as we try and climb up the league table, and just, I don't want to finish bottom. If we can finish anywhere other than bottom in our first season here, I'll be happy. But again, we got to get these scouting reports back fast, and we got to hope that there's some players on them, or else this season is going to be miserable. Starting off the series with a 4-0 loss in the league was not how I hoped it would go. We haven't scored a goal yet. Hopefully in the next episode, when we come back to play these next 5 games, we will score a goal. I'm not sure which one the live com is going to be. Maybe the one against Sheffield United, so we can take on some really hard opposition so you guys can really see me struggle. The rest of them will be highlights. If you're new around here, you'll see what that looks like in the next episode when we get into episode 2. But man, this is going to be fun. I promise. If you stick with it and we watch this team develop, it's going to be a lot of fun. If you have enjoyed that, and I hope you have, leave a thumbs up on the video. If you're new around here, subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. This is the brand new series for FIFA 23. I love making this content for you guys. I'm having a blast. We've been doing this, or me and you guys watching have been doing this for 9 months. So thank you so much for the support that I've already gotten. It's not a lot maybe to you guys, but to me it means the world. Thank you so much. I am enjoying this team's journey through the Crucible already. It's been painful and tough, but I am enjoying it. Until next time, Efour out.